This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with a daily news update. AEW was up this week, did a 0.2 rating. Last week. The ratings just came out yesterday. That's up from their 0.19 rating the previous week. And SmackDown did a 0.54 rating for anyone that missed that. Battleground Championship Wrestling announced today that Raven's new protege here is going to be taking on ECW original Little Guido. I don't know if it's a protege or a follower or what. I guess we're going to find out September the 18th at the ECW Arena. And Amber Nova, who is well known on this channel, is also going to be on that event, taking on Layla Gray. Sorry, it's pretty late. Billy Gunn is also going to be on that card. Matt Hardy, who I posted a promo from the other day, will also be on that big event, the ECW Arena. Enzo's also going to be on it, and more. A lady that I interviewed on Friday of last week, Jenni Santana, who is a two-time BJJ world champion, former BJJ national champion, and is actually competing in the nationals this weekend, started her pro wrestling training Monday night. And I really think this girl has a lot of potential because she's a great athlete. She's a good talker. She's beautiful. And she's second generation, even though Tito himself did not raise her. But here's a clip of some of the training she did. So obviously that's her first night. She's got a lot to learn, and she was training at the Super Beast training compound in Vegas with Kyle Hawk. And you can see that Jeff Cobb was also there helping out with the training. She did tell me she's going to continue on with the training. I do know that World Class Pro Wrestling, who I'm working with now, is interested in possibly using her when they relaunch in the fall. Great North Wrestling, by the way, is also going to be relaunching in the fall. Ontario is still not going to allow events with crowds. It's not looking like in the fall, but Quebec is. And Great North Wrestling is looking at running some events with the crowd. Of course, the border is probably not going to be open by then. So it's probably not going to be American wrestlers allowed on that event, but I'm looking forward to doing that. And in July, there's also going to be a taping in front of no fans of some matches. And for the people that say, why are you doing an event in front of no fans? Because it's illegal to do events in front of fans here. We aren't in the US. Gyms aren't even open here. I got to train in my basement, run outside, flip tires, hit tires. It sucks. But here they will fine you large amounts of money. And for the people that say you can fight the fines, I've been involved in multiple civil actions. They are not cheap. Lawyers are not cheap, and my time is valuable. I'm not going to do stuff that's illegal just to go have to fight it in court in a situation where my legal fees are going to be high. By the way, finally for Jenni Santana, she actually did a little blog for me after her training, and I am going to post that later tonight. James says he loves my channel. Oh, and before I forget, the reason I was bringing up Great North Wrestling, we might not be able to bring in Americans in 2021, but I could see her competing for Great North Wrestling in the future. And who knows, I'm collaborating with a lot of companies. And I would like to see her succeed for sure. But she of course has to keep training. But there's a lot of potential there. Anthony Ross sucked as usual. As I said, my time is valuable. I don't have time to watch WWE. When am I coming to Las Vegas? I don't know. I really don't know. Somebody says Conan and Disco are in Vegas. Disco is in Vegas. I actually have a shoot interview with Disco, but Conan lives in California, to the best of my knowledge. I think it might be. I also interviewed Conan I think it was this year or last year. I can't remember. But Conan lives in California. And yeah, he does have the Keeping It 100 podcast with Disco. I am on good terms with that podcast. One of the people that run that podcast from Ireland, who's going to kill me right now, Husey. I almost forgot his name, but now I remember it's Husey. I've done a couple podcasts with him that have gone well. One other thing I'll mention, and I might even put this video in the description. A fan sent me the WWE Heat match I had with Eugene in 2006, which I had not actually seen since 2006. It was in Las Vegas. Speaking of Las Vegas, and some people said, "Why did you post that? You lost." And then some other people were like, "You see, WWE would have just used you as enhancement talent." Well, I wasn't under contract for that. It was actually a tryout match that they used me for 3 days in a row, Phoenix, Vegas, and Bakersfield. And I got $250 a day. And at the time I was bouncing, making $60 Canadian a night. So I got paid $250 to wrestle in front of, I think there was at least 8,000 to 10,000 that night in Vegas, and have fun. And I already knew Eugene because they sent him to Puerto Rico for a week in 2005. And I had a blast. So I was not under contract. They don't bring in people that aren't under contract and put them over stars unless it's Floyd Mayweather going over the Big Show. But even in that case, he would have been under contract for a brief period of time. Michael says, my channel keeps us up to date. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Average says they should have brought me in and put me with Rene Dupree. Well, they did sign me 3 years later. Rewatching that match as a scout, they actually should have signed me then, but I know the talent relations guy at the time, Johnny Ace, didn't actually see the match because I remember asking him after the match if he saw it. And he said no, but keep coming back. We had good feedback on it. And they did keep using me for a while until Nova got put in place as the talent relations guy. He replaced Tommy Dreamer. And during the period where Nova was in charge of it, for whatever reason, he didn't like me. He didn't give me any tryouts. And I did hold a grudge against that to him for a while. But the last time I complained about it, he messaged me on Facebook, and he seemed to be hurt that I complained about the fact that he never gave me any tryouts. And then the guy right after him, Ty Bailey, gave me a tryout, and I was signed right away. So I do feel that when Nova was in charge, it kind of halted me getting signed, but whatever. Doesn't matter. It all worked out for the best. I like what I'm doing now. But had they signed me after that Eugene match, I probably never would have wrestled Abdullah the Butcher, and I would have avoided that whole nightmare situation that's cost me a fortune in legal fees, and there's been zero collection from that slime ball. You had a more impressive look than most people in OVW at that time period. And the funny thing is, my look actually improved as I got older. I was more bulky back then. But this was a news update. I don't want to talk about all that. Funny comments from Constipated in Sin City. I'm going to call it a night here. I'm actually, before I go to bed, though, I'm going to edit Jenni Santana's blog from her training. And I think if she does give pro wrestling a shot, she could actually have potential to make some money in pro wrestling, even though it's a little late in her career to get into it, because she was more interested in MMA or in grappling. But I think she could make more money in pro wrestling if she devoted some time to pro wrestling, because grappling, your body's getting beat up. She had a broken finger or something in the interview, and you're not getting money from it. So you may as well do something where you can make a bit of money in it in a few years. That's my opinion. So have a great night. Thanks for all your comments and questions. Jesse just finished the match I had with AJ Styles. And by the way, that match I had with AJ Styles was only my third match back after a 3-year hiatus due to taking care of the medical issue that Abdullah had with me. Henry, the issue with Abdullah is he transferred his properties illegally after I won the judgment. So there's another case relating the illegal property transfers he made going on right now. So it's just a nightmare situation. Sandor, you didn't miss it enough that I can't give you a shout out. Charlie said I did great in that tryout match. I was 24 at that time. 23 actually, or 24, because I know I was signed when I was 26 in 2009. So I was 3 years younger in 2006. So I may have only been 23. But I wouldn't have said I was the greatest, but you could see I had potential then watching it as a scout, because I am actually a talent scout. I'm constantly scouting talent for Great North Wrestling and other companies I work with. So yeah, have a great night.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos,